So as you guys are probably aware, I've been doing a lot of testing on the new M1 iPad Pro recently, as you can probably see from some of my videos. And in this video, I've had a lot of requests for people asking me to test a game called Genshin Impact, because apparently it's quite a demanding game and people struggle to actually run it on their previous generation iPads, or if they do run it, it can get quite hot relatively quickly. So I'm going to be testing it out in this video and I'll give you guys my thoughts and opinions. So to give you some background, I've been playing this game for about an hour in total. I have fully downloaded it onto the iPad, so it's all local. And at the end of the video, I'm going to be doing a thermal flare test of the exterior just to see how warm the iPad will actually get. And again, guys, if you have any videos that you want me to do, any tests you want me to run on the iPad, let me know down in the comments section below. All right, so we'll switch to the camera behind me for this, and I'm actually going to load up Genshin Impact. Now, as you guys already know, I've been playing this for a little while now. It's been a pretty enjoyable experience right off the bat. Smooth frame rates, getting around 40 to 60 FPS. I've been maxing out the settings as much as I can with no real performance issues. All right, now that we are in game, let's jump into the settings before we go any further, and we'll come here into graphics settings. So you guys can see I have it set to the maximum. So I have everything set to the highest. The only thing I have changed is FPS and motion blur. So I've set FPS to 60. I've also set motion blur to off just because I don't really think you need motion blur. I generally turn that off in any game I play. A, because it's annoying, and B, it's just an unnecessary tax on your system resources. So let's jump back into the game. We'll run around and we'll see how this performs. Now you guys won't be able to see because I'm only recording in 25 FPS on this particular camera. I've had some people ask me to do it in 60 FPS and it's just not possible. A, it's just not really possible with my current setup, and B, you're not really going to be able to see a huge difference anyway. So you're really just gonna have to take my word for it unless you actually have this at home and you can test it yourself. Doesn't matter if the camera's recording in 30 or 60, you really won't be able to tell the difference. Anyway, that being said, let's just have a quick look here. So it's very, very smooth. There is definitely a noticeable difference between 30 FPS and 60 FPS when you change them in the settings. But this is running very, very smoothly. Even if I zoom up onto the character, you can see there's no dropped frames, nothing like that. I'll zoom back out just because it's a little bit weird. I can jump around, and what I'll actually do is I'll fast forward to some combat so you guys can see just how smooth it is. Okay, so combat is quite smooth. There's no issues here at all. Don't pay too much attention to my skill level here, guys. I really have not played this game for too long. But yeah, combat's quite enjoyable. There's no stuttering frames, there's no dropped frames. The actual quality of the graphics looks really good as well. So let's continue on. So again, guys, really no issues there at all. Performance is very, very good. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm actually gonna set a timer on my phone for 20 minutes. So I've been gaming for about 10 minutes at this point already. So as you guys can see there, I've set a timer for 20 minutes. So we'll keep playing this game and then we'll come back, we'll see what the thermals are like, and we'll also see what the performance was like as well. Okay guys, so we have about a minute left, as you can see there. So I'm just gonna cancel that so the timer doesn't go off. And if we jump back into the game, you can see that still working pretty well, not too many issues. It definitely is getting a bit hot on the back. Okay, so I'm just gonna pause it there. I think I was about to die anyway. As I say, guys, I'm not very good at this game at all. Now, let's just talk about the performance real quick. So 20 minutes of gameplay just then, probably about half an hour in total on max settings. I didn't see any kind of frame rate drops or anything like that. It was a very, very smooth and enjoyable experience. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to connect my FLIR camera onto my phone, and we are going to do a FLIR thermals test of the back. Now, if you guys saw my Call of Duty mobile video yesterday, you would know that that didn't really heat up the back at all. I didn't do Warzone in that particular video, which I will save for a separate video. But for this particular video, it definitely is a little bit more warm on the back. Not significantly so, but we're about to tell. So just right off the bat, just feeling it. I'm gonna say it's around 45 degrees, 40 to 45 degrees Celsius. On the edges, it's not too warm. It's definitely not uncomfortable, so I'd still be able to hold this and play. but maybe another hour or so of gameplay, it might start to get a little bit hot, but surely after about 30 minutes of gameplay, you're already basically as hot as you're going to get. At least that's what I found with the M1 MacBook Air, which didn't have a fan, just like this. So let's put it back on the stand. Okay, so as we can see there, right in the center where the M1 chip is, we're at about 41 degrees. It's also a little bit warm down the bottom, so about 35 degrees. Now, if we actually flip this over and we have a look at the back, so we can see right in the middle, it's actually cooler than what I thought. So I was pretty much spot on with 40 degrees Celsius, and towards the center, about 42, 44. Okay, so we're right up to 44, just right in the middle there, but as soon as you get about a centimeter out, it drops right down to about 42, 43. And then obviously on the edges, quite cool, which is to be expected. So guys, I am pretty impressed with the performance of this iPad over the last half an hour. It's pretty obvious to me now that the 8 GPU cores in this M1 chip are perfectly designed for mobile gaming, such as this game. Like I said before, 30, almost 40 minutes of gameplay, max settings, 60 FPS. This is a relatively demanding game, and we're barely warm on the back. We're hitting about 40 degrees Celsius. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you found it interesting. Again, any video suggestions or ideas, comment down below. But apart from that, I'll catch you in the next one.